Hola mi gente, welcome to Kiss My Crafts. I hope everyone's doing well. As you can see, today we have a crochet video, and as I promised, today we're going to make a virus blanket. This is for you, Linda, and anybody else that would like to make it. If you recall, I had made a video on how to do the virus shawl. Well, this is the same 4-row repeat, but in a blanket, and there are some differences, especially in the chain counts. So listen carefully because it does change up slightly or a lot because we have 4 corners, but with the chain counts, it changes slightly. So let's get ready. Today I am working with the same yarn I've been working in my crochet videos. It's the Red Heart Ombre. I really like working with it. It's soft, not the softest ever, but it's not rough, and it's easy on the hands. And this is 482 yards or 440 meters. You can wash and dry it. It's a medium 4 weight, and what I like is that it about Red Heart is that they tell you where the two tails are, the outside tail and the inside tail. It shows you which way to pull it out from. So some people like working from the outside, some people like working from inside. I like pulling the yarn from inside. So I had to refresh my memory and go and watch the original video that I had seen when I made my virus blankets, and I'll post pictures here. Those are baby size blankets. Like, I wouldn't recommend it for a newborn because of the larger openings, and their little fingers and toes can get stuck in that. But for an older baby, toddler size or an up, it's great. And the ones that were in the pictures I made with Quran cakes, and I used 2 cakes for each blanket. And I guess for an adult side blanket, you would need um, anywhere between 4 and 6, depending on what size you want. If you want to cover a bed, like make a bed cover, then you would probably need more. If you just want to use it as a blanket for one person, um, 2,000 yards will do you fine. And the Quran cakes are over 500 yards each, so 4 of them I think would be suffice for a decent sized blanket. Anyway, let's get on to the virus blanket. We're gonna make a slip knot, and this is how I make mine. Are we in focus here? Okay. Going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3. I keep getting out of focus. 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to make a circle, and we're going to slip stitch into the first chain. Coño. So we have our circle. Now we're going to chain 3, and that chain 3 is going to count as our first double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Into this circle, we're going to double crochet 19 more. This counts as our first, and then we're going to have 19 for a total of 20. 1, 2, and I will fast forward these parts and meet you when I'm done. Okay, you should have 20 double crochets. That includes the chain 3. So you should have 20 double crochets in the circle, and we're going to slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. Okay, so pull your yarn through both loops and pull. Okay, so we have 20 double crochets in the circle. Now we're going to chain 3 and double crochet into the same stitch. 1, 2, 3. That counts as one double crochet. And in that same stitch, okay, let's get focused right in here. We're going to double crochet. We're going to put a double crochet. Oops. Let me do that again. You're going to yarn over, go through there, double crochet. So we have 2 double crochets on that in the previous double crochet, the double crochet of the previous row. You're going to put 2 double crochets in each of the rest of the double crochets. 1, I keep going out of focus. Got 2 in there. Okay, it's wonky now, but this will flatten out. We should have 40 double crochets. 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40. Excellent. We have 40. So we're going to slip stitch in the top of, slip stitch in the top of the chain 3 where we started the row. Okay. This is the row where we're going to chain 3. We're going to chain 4, and we're going to do a double crochet, chain 1 in each of the double crochets. So I'm going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in this next double crochet here, because this is the first stitch, in this next double crochet we're going to do a double crochet, chain 1. Then in the next one we're going to do another double crochet, chain 1. And we're going to do double crochet, chain 1 in each of the double crochets except the last. No, this is not the row. We're going to do double crochet, chain 1 in each of the double crochets from the previous row. Okay, so we should have 40 double crochets and chain 1s in this third row. Now this is going to flatten out. If you want to help it along the way, then you can, but it will flatten out, don't worry. Now we're going to do the loop row, okay? And this is where we start creating our 4 corners. So we're going to slip stitch and end this row, slip stitch to the top of the chain 3. Here's your chain 3. It's going to be that stitch right there. See, 1, 2, 3, right there. And I always have trouble. Okay. We are going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to skip this first space and we're going to single crochet in the next space. Oops. Now we're going to do our 3 loops, because this chain 5 is half of one corner. Okay, so we're going to do our 3 loops, but we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Skip the space, single crochet into the next space, chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Skip this space, single crochet into the next space, and we're going to do that one more time. 1, 2, 3. Skip the space, single crochet into the next space. Now we're going to create our corner. We're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip that space, single crochet into that one, and do that again. Chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip that space, single crochet into that one. Here are our 2 loops that make our corner. This was our first loop that made a half of a corner, because we're going to end with a chain 5 loop. Now we're going to do our 3 loops again. So we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to go slow, because if I go slow it doesn't blur. If I go too fast it blurs. I don't understand. Anyway, so chain 3, skip one space, skip the next space, single crochet into the next one, chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Skip the next space, single crochet into the next space. 1, 2, 3. Skip that space, single crochet into that one, and you have your 3 loops. Now we're going to make another corner. So we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip that space, single crochet into the next space, chain 5 again. 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip that space, single crochet into the next space, and we have another corner made. Okay, right here. Now we're going to do 3 loops again. So we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Skip the space, single crochet into that space, chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Skip the space, single crochet into that one, and we're going to do it again. 1, 2, 3. Skip the space, single crochet into the next space, and we're going to go and do another corner. Okay, we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip the space, single crochet into the next space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip that space, single crochet into the next space, and we've made another corner. We're going to go do 3 more loops and end with a chain 5 loop. And now we're going to do our final chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip the space. Yeah, single crochet into the next space. Now we're going to slip stitch into this loop. Okay, so slip stitch into that loop, and we're done with that row. Okay, promise you it will flatten out. So now you see our square is forming. Here's one corner, here's another corner, and another corner. So now we do a row of the double crochet and chain 3 loops. So we're going to chain 3 for our first double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and you're going to put 9 more double crochets into that loop. Okay, so including your chain 3, you should have 10 double crochets. Now we're going to create this row's chain 3 loops. So we're going to single crochet into the first space, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. You're going to single crochet into the next chain 3 space and chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to single crochet into the next chain 3 space. We're going to go from that chain 3 space straight into the loop and do 10 double crochets. And we're going to do the same in the chain 5 loop here, straight into making double crochets. So we're going to do 10 double crochets in this loop right here. Here we have the full corner. Okay. Now we're going to go to the other side and do the chain 3s. First we're going to single crochet into the first chain 3 space and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet into the next space and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet again into the next space and go straight into the loop and do 10 double crochets for each loop, and I'll meet you at the other end. Okay, so you should have 20 double crochets, 10 in each of the chain 5 loops. We're going to come up to this side and do the same thing, and I will meet you at the other end. So remember, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. Okay, so now we're down to our last side, and we're going to single crochet, chain 3, single crochet, chain, oh, I got confused for a second. This is a chain 5, okay. Whoo, I thought I made a mistake. Okay, so we're going to single crochet into the first chain 3 space, chain 3, single crochet into the next chain 3 space, chain 3, single crochet into that chain 3 space. Then you're gonna go and make 10 double crochets here, and I'll meet you when I get here. Okay, so we finished our row. We have our 10 double crochets in this loop, our 10 double crochets in that loop. We're going to slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 that started the first loop, okay? And we're ready to start our next row. I'm gonna straighten it out a little bit, go ahead, but I assure you it will straighten out as the rows get bigger. Hola mi gente, I am back. It is now a week later. It's early morning, I'm having coffee. I have my favorite tumbler, and we're going to continue with this virus blanket. That's some good coffee. We're going to continue with the virus blanket. We left off with a slip stitch of our first row to our second 4-row repeat. Okay, because we already did the one here, and then we did our loops and our first double crochet row. Now we're going to do our second double crochet row. Okay, I hope this stays in focus. I got to keep it at a certain level. I don't know if it's because I'm using a darker background. I didn't use my colorful blanket because that would have been distracting to all the colors behind the piece we're working on. Maybe I need something light. I don't know, man. I'm gonna continue. It wasn't so bad. The first part of the video wasn't so bad. I just keep seeing it going out of focus as I'm working, and it's bothering me. But when I reviewed the first video, the first part that I made, it wasn't so bad because most of the parts that got blurred were fast forwarded anyway, or totally cut out, edited out. Okay, anyway, enough of that. So let's start with a chain 3, which will be the double crochet for the first stitch. 1, 2, 3. So that counts as our first double crochet. We'll go into the second one, yarn over, do another double crochet, and we're going to do a double crochet in each double crochet from the previous row. Okay, so we've done our 10 double crochets, and we're coming to the loops. So we're going to single crochet into this first space here, and we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet into this next space, and then we come up on the double crochets. So we're going to double crochet into each of these double crochets. Okay, we now have our 20 double crochets. We're going to single crochet into this first space, chain 3, and single crochet into the next space. We're going to do the double crochets in the next set of double crochets from the previous row. Another single crochet here, chain 3, continue with double crochets, another single crochet, chain 3, single crochet, I did something wrong here. I sure did. But I can fudge it. I'm going to interrupt right here. I didn't do anything wrong. I figured it out. It's the end of the row. So disregard anything that I say about making a mistake, okay? So back to the show. Let's continue. So let's do our double crochets. Meet you at the other end. And I'll fudge that part. Okay, now we're going to do our single crochet into the first space, chain 3, single crochet into that space. Now we're going to do double crochets into all the double crochets. We're going to do the single crochet into this space, chain 3, single crochet again into the next space, and now we're going to do our double crochets. I'm confused. I didn't make a mistake. I'm sorry. I'm so confused right now. This is the previous row. This is not that ay Dios mío. I should start this over again. No, I can't. This is the worst crochet tutorial ever. Anyway, mi gente, I did not make a mistake. Thank goodness. I'm like, what did I do here? This is the end of the row. This is where we connect and start the next row. Let me get some more coffee. Maybe I need more coffee. What are you having? That's good coffee. I'm so relieved that I didn't make a mistake. Okay, anyway. Now we're going to double crochet into our last set of double crochets for the row. Okay, mi gente. Now we're going to connect the two sets of double crochet, and you're going to slip stitch into the first chain of the chain 3 that you started the row with. Okay, so you see you have 1, 2, 3. We're going to go right into that top chain right there. And we're ready to start our next row. You're going to chain 4, because remember the third double crochet row is the double crochet chain 1. So for our first double crochet, for our first chain, we're going to chain 4, and that'll be our double crochet chain 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to double crochet into the next stitch, chain 1. Double crochet into the next stitch, chain 1. Continue until you get to the loops. Okay, mi gente, I stopped at the 9th double crochet. In the 10th double crochet, we're going to just double crochet. We're not doing the chain 1, okay? In the last double crochet that you have to do before you get to the loop, to this space here, do not do the chain 1, just do the double crochet. So in our 10th stitch for that group of double crochets, it's just the double crochet. We're going to go straight into the next cluster and start our double crochet chain 1s. We're not doing anything with the loop. So do your double crochet chain 1s to all the double crochets in the previous row, and I'll meet you at the end. So continue that way all the way to where we end the row. Okay, so you're gonna do your double crochet chain 1s in all the clusters. You're gonna skip the space, not do anything with it, and continue to the next cluster, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, mi gente, I am about to put my last double crochet of the row. Now for this last double crochet, you are going to chain 1 and then connect, slip stitch into the next double crochet. So you do the double crochet and the chain 1. Now we're going to slip stitch to the top of the first chain 3. You got that first chain, second chain, third chain. So we're going to do it right in there. And we're done with this row. It's still looking wonky, but don't worry about that. That's going to straighten out. Look how pretty. Isn't that pretty? And do you see that the ombre is starting to transition? How pretty is that? It does such a nice transition. It's not abrupt. The Quran cakes, as much as I love them, their transitions are very abrupt. So you have to be careful what patterns you use, because not all, to me, in my opinion, not all patterns look good in them. This one does look good in the Quran cakes. I have made them I have made 2 blankets with the Quran cakes, and I love the way they came out. So let's continue. Oh, this transition. I should continue doing this and get more of this and just make the freaking blanket, right? This is gorgeous. Okay, we are now going to do, oh, I thought I didn't chain one. We're now going to start our next 4-row repeat with our loops. So remember to skip the spaces. Okay, so we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is going to be the first loop of our first half of the first corner. Did I just confuse you? Okay, so okay. So chain 5, chain 5, skip this space, single crochet into this next space, chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to start our first set of the chain 3 loops, which we're going to make 3 of. So skip that space, single crochet into the next space, chain 3, skip the next space, single crochet into the next space, and we have our 3 loops. Okay. No, we don't. This is the chain 5. We got to do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, and then skip the space. Are we focused here? Skip the space, single crochet into the next one. Now we come into what I call the bridge. We're going to do our chain 5. We're going to skip this space, and this space. Okay, so we're going to skip all these 3 spaces after our chain 5, and we're going to single crochet into the next chain after that. So chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip, 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 and then single crochet into the next space. That's what I call the bridge. Alrighty, so now we're going to do our three chain loops. 1, 2, 3, skip the space, single crochet into the next space. 1, 2, 3, skip this space, single crochet into this next space, and one more time, chain 3, 2, 3, skip that space, single crochet into this next space. Okay, so now we've come to our next corner. Okay, so here is where we're going to do 2 chain 5 loops. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip the space and single crochet into the next space. And we're going to do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip the space, single crochet into that space. Now we're going to work our 3 loops again. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip the space, single crochet into that space. Again, 1, 2, 3, skip that space, single crochet into that space. I'm going to do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, skip that space, single crochet into the next space, and we've come to our bridge. We're going to chain 5, we're going to skip this space, and this space, and we're going to single crochet into that space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip, 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 single crochet into the next space. You're going to continue like that all the way around, and I'll meet you at the other end. Okay, we have come to our chain 5, the first chain 5 loop that we did, and we're going to end with a chain. We're going to end with a chain 5 loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now here is where we're going to slip stitch into the first chain of the chain 5 loop, okay? It's hard to find. And slip stitch right in there. Okay, and then we're going to slip stitch again into this chain 5 loop. All right, here we're going to do a chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and that's going to count as our first double crochet into this loop, where we're going to do 9 more double crochets. And I'm going to take a sip of coffee. I put my foot in this coffee this morning. Okay, so do 9 more double crochets into that loop. Now we're coming to our loops. You're going to single crochet into the first loop, and we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet into the next space and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet into this next space. We've come to our bridge. In our bridge, we're going to do 10 double crochets, okay? So now we got an extra cluster here in the middle. We're starting to build. We're not just working on corners anymore. We're now got a cluster in the middle. And then when we get to the next 4-row repeat, we're going to have 2 clusters in the corners, and it's going to continue growing that way. Okay, so we're going to single crochet into the first chain 3 space and chain 3, 2, 3, single crochet into the next chain 3 space, chain 3, 2, 3, and single crochet into that final chain 3 space. Here we come in across our corner. We're going to do 10 double crochets in here, 10 double crochets in here. Okay, now we're on our loops again, and you're going to do the single crochet into the first chain 3 space, chain 3, single crochet into the next chain 3 space, chain 3, single crochet into the next chain 3 space, and then do your 10 double crochets into the chain 5 loop or bridge, what I was calling it before. And then you're going to repeat the single crochets chain 3 into the chain 3 spaces, and do your 10 double crochets in each loop. And I'm going to meet you at the other end. Okay, so we're at our chain 5 loop from the previous row, where we're going to put 10 double crochets to finish the row. Okay, so now we're going to finish the row, and we're going to slip stitch into the top of the first chain 3 that we did. Okay, this is looking so pretty. It's wonky, but I tell you and I assure you, it will straighten out. So now you see that we have our corners and then we have a cluster in the middle. We're going to do the rest of the 4-row repeat, and when we do the next 4-row repeat, we're going to have 2 clusters. And then after we do that, then you'll have 3 clusters on the sides and your corners. So that's it's gonna keep growing. It's gonna look beautiful. Oh my goodness, look how this is going. How pretty. This is pretty. I like how the colors are transitioning. That ombre effect. I really, really love that. It I'm lazy and I hate changing colors, and this long color striping type yarns are my favorite because it's a lot less work, less tails, less work, less everything, and just beautiful. Okay, let's continue. We're going to chain 3 and then double crochet into each double crochet. Okay, so we're at our loops. Excuse me. We're at our loops, and you're going to single crochet into that first loop, 1, and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet into this next loop, and double crochet into each double crochet of this cluster. We're back at our loops. You're going to single crochet into the chain 3 space, chain 3, 3, single crochet into the next chain 3 space, and double crochet into each of the double crochets from the previous row, and you're going to continue like that until we come to the other end, and I'll meet you there. Okay, mi gente, we've done all our double crochets, and now we're here to slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. That's your first chain. There's your second. There's your third. Okay, so you slip stitch into there to connect and finish the row. Okay, so now we're on our 4th row of our 4-row repeat, and this is where we do the double crochet chain 1. So for the first one, you're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that acts as our first double crochet chain 1. So you're going to double crochet into, I was calling these clusters, but they're actually shells. You're going to double crochet into all the double crochets of the previous shell, double crochet chain 1 into all the double crochets of the previous row. We're going to skip the loop. This is where we're going to go from shell to shell to shell. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, continue like that. Oh, remember, on the last double crochet of the shell, you just double crochet. You do not chain 1. You go on to the next shell, the double crochet, no chain 1, okay? And I'll meet you at the other end. Okay, mi gente, we've come to the end of the row. We will slip stitch into the top of the first chain 3 of the previous row. And we're done with this 4-row repeat. Look how pretty this is looking. This is so pretty. I made a mistake. And when I came across it, I realized it, only I made my cluster in the wrong that this I made an extra loop by doing a single crochet where I wasn't supposed to. So instead of doing the cluster where I should have, I didn't realize it when I was trying to fudge it. I should have made it here, and then you wouldn't have been able to see it. Maybe I could sew it together. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I can sew that together. But right now, you see, it looks funky. But I don't know what this is gonna turn into. I might continue. I have another skein of this. I might get 3 more to make like a full or blanket for one person. I think 4 would make a nice decent throw. So maybe 3 or 4 more to make a full size blanket. I'm not sure because I've never made a full size blanket with this pattern. I've only made baby blankets, and if I remember correctly, it was a different yarn it was altogether, and I used two cakes. The cakes were 500 and something yards. Anyway, so you're going to continue now. The next row is the loops, and I'll start it, but if you need help with the row, just rewind this last 4-row repeat and just do exactly the same. Now with this next 4-row repeat, when we have the one cluster in the middle, now you're going to make 2 clusters because they're going to go right here. And then with each 4-row repeat, you're going to add clusters or shells, shells to your sides. And it's just it's beautiful. It's a beautiful pattern. I love it. I can do it for everything. I love it for shawls. I love it for blankets. Um, there's also a poncho. Y'all want to see the poncho done? I'll do the poncho. I did it once. I'll throw a picture of it up right here. That was also with the Karen cakes, however you want to pronounce the name. Um, So yeah, mi gente, I hope that this was nice and clear and that you were able to follow it. Some tips is make sure that you count. Even if you count out loud as you're crocheting, go back and count again and make sure you have the right amount of double crochets for each cluster so you don't have to frog the next row when you come up on it, because you're going to end up not being able to um, do the amount that you need. If you have one less stitch or one extra stitch, it's going to come out wonky. You can fudge it. I fudge it. If I come across this row I'm about to do here and I only have 9 in the cluster because I made that mistake, I'll do an extra double crochet in one of the double crochets. If I have one too many, I'll skip one. But yeah, make sure you count. I always go back and count, even if I count as I'm crocheting, just to not make that mistake, because I hate frogging. And I contemplated frogging this mistake, but I had already almost finished the row and it was too far away. So así se queda. It's gonna stay like that. Um, what else was I gonna say? I think I had another tip. Um, mm, Coffee's still good. Ay, ay, ay. Well, I think this is it. I'm gonna continue crocheting. I'm nice and cozy under my blanket, but I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you were, like I said, able to follow along. If you have any questions, please leave them down below, or you can message me or email me. All my information is down in the description box. I'll leave a couple of links of where you can get this yarn. Michael's, Joann's, Walmart has it. I got my purple ones because I do have purple somewhere in a box because I started a shawl with it. But I found it a little. I started a virus shawl with this yarn. Now this teal it feels a lot squishier and a lot softer than the purple for some reason. The purple, I wasn't enjoying a lot because I felt like it was a little rough and it was bothering my finger a little bit. And I think that's why I stopped, because it was supposed to be a gift for someone. So I started the gift over with another type of yarn. But this teal is pretty nice to work with. It's not bothering me. It's not irritating or feeling funny against my skin. And I love how it's transitioning. These ombre yarns transition beautifully. Now they have Red Heart stripes. I have not used those. Those are really pretty. I don't know if they transition like the ombres do, or are meant to transition like that. I have a feeling they transition more like the Quran cakes, but again, I've never used it, so I don't know. If you have used the Red Heart stripes, leave a comment about how they transition, because I'm interested in getting some of that too. The only thing is, in my experience with Red Heart, although great most of the time, it's just when you wash the stuff, it pills. The Red Heart Super Saver pills. The Red Heart with Love pills. I don't know about this because the baby blankets I made, well, I didn't make it with Red Heart Ombre. I haven't washed anything made with Red Heart Ombre because I haven't finished anything made with Red Heart Ombre. I have the coral that I started a blanket with, which is somewhere in the closet as a whip that got put away. But I don't know. I don't know if this pills. If you have one of those shavers, then hey, that's fine if you're patient enough to shave a whole blanket. But anyway, I'm rambling. Thank you for joining me. Linda, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was easy to follow if you followed along. Let me know if you make anything. Make one of these. And anybody else, if you start one, let me know. Send me pictures. I'd like to see. Mi gente, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're here still to the end. And if you are, you rock. And you know what to do. Until my next video, take care of yourselves. Stay safe and besos. Mwah.